Hello, everybody. My name is Professor Stephen Reid, and I am the Head of History in the College of Arts and Humanities at the University of Glasgow. And I'm going to take a few minutes to just talk you through our degree programme and why you should come to Glasgow to study. So, what does history have to offer here at Glasgow? Well, we are ranked 8th in the UK for research excellence in the most recent government audit of all the history departments in the country. And we're also within the top 50 in the world in the latest World QS ranking. So we are a UK and world leading history department. We have over 40 full-time leading professional historians working on history across the world from the period of the fall of Rome in the 4th century through to the present day. If you come and do your degree with us, you'll be able to, from the beginning, have hands-on collection-based study, and that could be looking at objects in our Hunterian Museum collection, in the university's special collections and archives, and also at sources, both textual and material, and in a range of media, in a whole range of our different courses. Like the rest of the university, we offer study abroad opportunities in over 180 countries, and we encourage our students to apply for this in their third year, their junior honours year. And we also have a very active History Society and a Student Voice Committee who help us review our teaching a couple of times a year, who suggest improvements and changes, and who also put on a whole range of events, everything from invited public talks with professional historians and lecturers through to ceilidhs and pub nights out. So what do we teach at Glasgow? Well, we offer everything historical that you could imagine. We span the whole of history from the 4th century through to the 15th, so the medieval period, from the 15th through to the 18th century, the early modern period, and the 18th to the modern historical period. And we also have developing research centres in global history, which look at history and linked historical processes across the world. And we've got a very well established centre in US history as well that teaches closely with English literature as well. We have dedicated specialist centres that offer postgraduate programmes as well in gender history, our long-running centre there. We have the Beniba Centre for the History of Slavery and Reparative Justice that focuses on slavery studies. We have an interdisciplinary centre for Scottish and Celtic studies that co-teaches with Celtic and Gaelic, with archaeology and with Scottish literature. And we have a centre for war studies, which again focuses on history, strategy, and intelligence. And all these centres and clusters have weekly or fortnightly research seminars and named public lectures that take place in the academic year. And they also put on a range of public events, including sort of community events, musical events, guided walks, and pub nights as well. Just to walk you through what a degree at Glasgow would look like. The degree here is 4 years long, and in your first and second year, you would do four modules with us, one in the autumn semester and one in the spring semester in each year. In first year, you'll do a survey course in your first semester on medieval history, looking at medieval Europe's relationships with the broader world and with the broader processes of global cultural and social history. And in the second semester, you'll be doing a modern history course, which looks at the broad events in the modern history and society from the 18th century through to the present, but also looks at global history, gender history, slavery studies, reparative justice, and political and social history as well. In second year, we start to develop you towards becoming a professional historian, and our first semester course, Becoming a Historian, teaches the different approaches, tools, and techniques you might need as a historian, including different ways of approaching evidence, different evidence types, oral history, and critical methods and theory that professional historians use. In second semester, you'll apply that learning to a course looking at key events in Scotland's past, debating Scottish history, and developing your sense of historiography, finding your way through really complex groupings of historical literature and analysis. In third and fourth year, there are a wide range of courses that are open to you. So we offer over 30 20 credit courses per year, and you take six of these in your third year, and you take an additional one in fourth year alongside your dissertation and special subject. You can also take up to 50 other courses in external subjects ranging from archaeology to classics to philosophy to information studies, just to name a few. And our 20 credit courses really go right through the range of history that you can do. We offer courses on the rise and fall of Byzantium, on medieval Poland, on Mary Queen of Scots, on modern feminist movements, and on Lenin and Leninism, just to give you an idea of the kind of things that we teach. And in your fourth year, we really start to develop you as a professional historian. You will undertake an individual independent research project entirely devised by you, but supported by a dedicated supervisor from among the professional staff in history. It could be on anything from Eleanor of Aquitaine or medieval queens through to football culture in the 1970s. It's whatever you're interested in, but you build it and research the history of it and write it up as a dissertation. And in fourth year, you also take a special subject with us, which is a year-long course where you are taught by one lecturer in a small class of usually 8 to 12 students for the whole year, and you do a deep dive into that historian specialist research topic. And our special subjects are very close to our hearts. We all teach the things that we actively research. So mine's is on King James VI and first, the first king of a united Great Britain. But we also have special subjects on revolutionary France, genocide in Rwanda, um, Scotland's relationship with slavery, commodities history, and again, Russian history as well. These are just a few of the examples of what we offer. You can also do a variety of different and non-standard assessments across your degree. You will be asked to do standard essays and presentations and occasionally exams, but you'll also be able to do research internships. You can do an applied dissertation where you take a placement in an organization and you do something historical there and write that up as your dissertation. You can also do assessments like a historically informed walking tour, object critiques and source analysis as a form of museum label for an exhibition, pitches for a business using historical products. There are all sorts of assessments you can do. So what does a history degree teach you? Well, it teaches you how to think critically and use independent judgment, particularly around what evidence is presenting to you, when it makes sense, when it agrees, when it conflicts, when it might be biased, when it might be manipulated. And these skills are more important now than they've ever been in an age of AI generation and deepfake, just to give you an example. We'll teach you solid investigative research skills, how to present an argument and to develop that argument and do so with confidence, how to work as an individual and as a team, both in a seminar setting and in your assignments. If you're doing oral history or working with people who've been alive or are alive in the very recent past, then we'll teach you how to approach that ethically and socially and sensitively. And we also, throughout the degree, encourage you to reflect and self-critique your own work so that you can continually develop as a person. By the end of the degree, you'll also have advanced skills in historical research. You'll be able to critically test evidence in a variety of different ways to see what its veracity is. You'll have an unparalleled breadth and depth of historical knowledge as befits someone who studied history for 4 years. And you'll be able to articulate how we have arrived at this place in world history, how patterns within the past of cycles of violence and mistakes made in geopolitics, how they can reoccur and how we can help avoid them, how we can change them for the better, and also how the study of the past greatly informs the political concerns of the present, whether that's in things like, at the moment, things like migration, again, how disease and plague and pestilence have affected, and pandemics have affected the modern world, for example, and how war breaks out. These are some of the things that history can help you understand. I hope this has helped you learn a little bit more about our degree. Do get in touch. We're always happy to hear from you, and we wish you the very best in making the choices. We really hope you'll come to Glasgow.